Hello, once again, this is Antonio, and I'm coming at you with another exciting video. Now, I know that marriage and family is becoming a extinct practice. People are not getting married anymore. People don't think family is a thing to do. Co-parenting, that's it. That's it. It's called co-parenting now. You could do whatever you want in your house. Get me pregnant, I'm gonna get a new man. He gonna live with me. Then you got me pregnant, but now you're in your house and you can do whatever you want to do over there. Marriage is what people don't even want anymore. And then the new thing is, by the time you're 34 and 35, because now you're a career lady, you want to freeze your eggs. Men, oh, I want to be a bachelor all over the world. I don't know what state you're in, but in most states, you need to do something called legitimization. Now, most people don't even know what that is. They think because you signed a birth certificate that you have rights to the child. Well, men, I hope you listen to me. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm a person who talk to people. I'm a person who have spoken to people who have been through things. If you have a child and you're unwed, the courts do not respect you. Now you could be like, oh, I don't want to be married. We can get married, but we don't have to have paperwork. You could fall for that okie doke. But when the mom is tired of you and you don't have that bulletproof paperwork, she could take that child. Guess why? Because the child is not legitimized. Because you had no paperwork. You was married only in communication or what we say we are. But if she want to take the child, then she can. And that's exactly what happened in this case. That's enough of me rambling. I only had this. I want to speak about the legitimization because this guy, he kept calling the cops on the mom. But guess what? The mom is smart. She might not have a PhD, but she got a PhD in being a mother. And she say, he's not legitimized. My baby's not legitimized. That's saying, dude, you don't have rights to your child. The only way that you have rights to your child is through legitimization. You got to establish paternity, and that's how it goes down. Now, you can skip past that and get to the video. The video is pretty long itself. This guy kept calling the cops on the mom. Mom knew that the child wouldn't legitimize. And what you do is, what the first thing you do? I'm going to send a text message. Well, text messages is exhibit A in the court of law. I don't be sending no text messages. Call me on the phone, right? And if she don't want to talk, hey, you should have married her. That's what a lot of judges feel. But nevertheless, we're going to dive into the content. My name is Antonio. We're on the road to 10,000.
All right, everybody, cameras on, stay on mute. 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 Cameras on and stay on mute. Everybody, cameras on, stay on mute. Everybody has to turn your camera on. Cameras on, cameras on, cameras on. Everybody turn your camera on. Everybody turn your cameras on. Cameras on. Everybody turn your cameras on. Sean B, except for my office, turn your cameras on. Sean B, turn your cameras on. You're in my courtroom. I got to see your face. Everybody stay on mute. Sean B, turn your camera on. Sean B, turn your camera on. Today's not the day, Sean B. Turn your camera on. Sean B, turn your camera on. Jackie Stevenson, turn your camera on. Sean B, getting some light. Got to see your face, not your ceiling. Sit down somewhere. Got to see your face. Sean B, sit down so I can see your face. call your name, take yourself off mute. That's that microphone in the side. If you take yourself off mute now, I'm going to continue to mute you because I don't want to hear background noise while I'm calling the calendar. Sean B, I cannot see you, sir. Sean B, if you don't sit down and be still while I call this calendar, I'm going to continue your case and bring you in here live in person. So find a place to sit down and stay on camera. All right, once again, when I call your name, take yourself off of mute and say here. Don't take yourself off of mute until I call your name. All right? Okay, we got position one still trying to connect the audio. Rita Houston.
Here.
Thank you, Miss Houston. I got Jonathan Gamble. Miss Houston, according to the sheriff's department, Mr. Gett, they went by the house a couple times, weren't able to serve him. So your case is reset until February the 10th at 11 a.m. If you place your email in the chat, Miss Free is going to email you a reset notice and a sheriff's form, okay? Fill out that sheriff's form and get it back to Miss Free by the end of the day. And then she'll email you, and then we can get the package out to try to have him served again. Make sure that you put a 2 to 4 hour time frame that they can be served, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Once you place your email in the chat, you can go ahead and leave the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I've got Olu Mayawa. Olu Mayawa.
Yes, I'm here.
Got to see you, not your ceiling. Got to see your face. Yeah, I got to see your face.
I might have to log in from my phone because I'm using my computer.
Let's flip your camera around the other side.
It's not letting me.
Thank you, Miss Houston. Feel better.
Okay.
All right, Don Bell III. That one's going to be Javon Andrews. That one will be reset. He should be out there in person. Lakeisha Corbett. Keisha Corbett.
Here, I'm here.
Thank you, ma'am. Cyrus Todd. Sheriff's Department has not served Mr. Todd, so it wasn't at home. Your case is reset until February the 10th at 12:30. Place your email in the chat, ma'am, and Ms. Free will send you a sheriff's form and a reset notice. Fill that sheriff's form out and return it to Ms. Free before the end of the day. And we'll take the packet over to be served. Make sure you put a 2 to 4 hour time frame. That's the best time to serve Mr. Todd. Thing may have been you may have put on serve any time. And when you say serve any time, the sheriff's department goes out there then. So you got to put a good time to be there to serve them, okay?
All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
On the chat, you can leave. Jackie Stevenson.
Here.
All right. And Todrick Freeman. All right. So Miss Stevenson, according to Todrick's mom, okay, take that like it is. She said he doesn't live there. So he hasn't been served. So you got to have an address to get Mr. Freeman served. Your case is reset until February the 10th at 12:30. Now, if you place your email in the chat, Ms. Free will email you a sheriff's form and a reset notice. Fill that sheriff's form out, get it back to Ms. Free before the end of the day, okay? But make sure you have an address because mom's going to say he doesn't live there.
And that is exactly where he lives, but it's okay.
My mama wouldn't lie for me, but maybe some do. I don't know. But
oh yeah.
So maybe there needs to be a good time, but give as much information on that sheriff's form as you can, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Place your email in the chat. You can go ahead and leave the meeting.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good day.
You too. All right, ma'am. So I see you got your camera working. I'm sorry, I probably destroyed your name, but Mayawa.
Yes, Olu Mayawa or Jemuiwa.
You were right, Mandy. All right, so looks like he went by there 3 times and he wasn't at home. So your case is going to be reset until February the 10th at 9:30. Now, this one, same thing. Put your email in the chat.
Okay.
We're going to email you that sheriff's form and a reset notice. So the sheriff's form you need to fill out, give as much detail as possible, okay? A good time to serve. And let me remind you, a good time may be in the middle of the night. So you have to put a good time to serve where they can go by there. They went by there 3 times. I don't know what time, but he wasn't there anytime they went, okay? Once you place your chat. You can leave the meeting, return that sheriff's form by the end of the day.
Okay.
All right, have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Kiera Ferguson,
Here.
Ferguson, and Seanquavius Brownlee. Seanquavius Brownlee. Stand by. Emily Gallivan.
Here, sorry. Here.
Bruce Love. All right, looks like Mr. Love was served, but he didn't show up. So raise your hand, Miss Gallivan. Mr. Brownlee, you need to learn how to take yourself off mute. All right, you swear or affirm, Miss Gallivan, the truth, your testimony you'll give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? All right.
Yes.
Okay, so just if you put your hand down, just a few questions, all right? Got your case pulled up. Is everything in your petition still true and correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Don't be scared. It's okay. Only bite like after lunch. All right. So looking through here, you still want to go forward and you still want this in place for 12 months?
Yes, ma'am.
Looks like he was served on the 15th. Have they reached out to you at any time since the 15th?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, this in place for 12 months. Now, is there anything like their belongings there that they need to get, or just stay away from you? Nobody's going to get in touch with you at all, right?
His belongings are still here. I'm actually currently in the process of putting them all together so that I can take it to his mom's house so they can have his stuff there.
Okay. That's a nice thing for you to do. All right, man. We'll put this in place for 12 months. We'll have him do FVIP, Ms. Free. If you happen to have his email, if you don't mind putting his email along with yours in the chat, we'll email him a copy of the order too. If you have his email, that'd be fantastic. Place your email in there. We'll email you a copy of the order. All right. Once you put the emails in the chat, you can go ahead and leave. Stay healthy and safe.
Thank you.
All right. Ms. Ferguson.
Yes.
Mr. Brownlee.
Hey, I'm just his brother. They had kicked him out the chat.
Well, why are you on here then? What do you
He
do?
told me he wanted me to come in as a witness.
Okay. Well, yours says Sean. Are y'all both Sean?
I'm Sean. He's Sean Quavies.
Okay. All right. So when you talk, if you're going to testify, your camera has to stay on the whole time.
That's fine.
But it's not now.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I had to figure out how it worked, but yeah, okay, I can keep my camera on.
All right. You have first. He's trying to connect here. Do you have firsthand knowledge of the events?
Some of them. Them two have a long past with each other, so I wasn't there every time something happened.
Okay. I was just asking because if you didn't, I wasn't gonna make you hang around.
Okay. But he's trying to get in the chat, but they won't let him in for some reason.
No, he's in here. He's just not connected.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't turned his camera on and he's trying to connect the audio.
Let me try to text him real quick.
Thank you, Ms. Galvin. Once you have that in there, you can go ahead and leave the meeting and we'll send you a copy of the order.
Thank you.
Is he with you, Sean? Maybe you can go help him, or is he at a different location?
He at a different location. I just texted him and told him to make sure he on Wi-Fi. He said he's trying to fix it now.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, you still want to go forward?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Do you have any witnesses or just going to be yourself?
Just me.
Okay. All right, if everybody raise their right hand, Sean Quavius, and Ms. Ferguson. Are y'all swear affirm, Mr. All right, swear affirm testimony about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. You can just nod your heads. All right, so Sean, we'll put you in the waiting room, okay? And then when he's ready for you, we'll bring you back in.
Okay.
All right. I don't want y'all to interrupt each other. I'll hear from Ms. Ferguson first. If y'all have evidence that you need to share, you need to use the share your screen function, which is down at the bottom of your screen. All right. So if you have evidence, do it like that. And Mr. Brownlee, if you gotta leave your camera on, Mr. Brownlee. If your brother, only thing I want to hear from him is yes, firsthand knowledge about anything, nothing else, nothing you just told him. He has to have seen something firsthand. Okay. All right. So Ms. Ferguson, here's how it's usually easier for me. And I like to tell people I'm smarter than I sound. I don't know if it's true or not. Ms. Sandifer, a little bit smarter than I said, just a wee bit. So I kind of know what I'm needing to hear. So start from the most recent event. This is just about family violence. Start from the most recent event and kind of work backwards. Okay. So I don't need to hear stuff like, well, I was cooking chicken on Tuesday night, because I don't have anything to do with family violence unless somebody threw the piece of chicken at somebody. Okay. So go ahead and start from the most recent event, Ms. Ferguson, and work back.
The most recent event, which I do have the ring camera footage, was when the police, Coweta County Police, came to my mother's house. On his basis of calling them and saying, "Oh, I need a wellness check on." We have a 9-month-old together. Stating that he wants a wellness check on the 9-month-old because he hasn't heard from her. Hasn't seen her or anything like that. But due to the conflict, of course, that's why. And they came to the house, and we told them that we also have a court case in Cobb as well. And the police officer said they won't come back, of course, so they know they've been to the house multiple times. They know it's an ongoing dispute against us as well. Then just repeatedly on and off incidents, verbal abuse mainly is the main thing now because I moved back with my mom. So it turned into verbal abuse. I've been to the hospital December 13th. I went to the hospital after a fight. This is while I was pregnant. I had contractions from the fighting from that. And there's been occasions where my child will be at their house and he'll say, "I'm not bringing her back." I also have screenshots I got over like 100 screenshots of like different verbal abuse from him, saying that he'll call defects to get her taken away from us. He wished I would kill myself from postpartum. It's just a lot of verbal abuse, and saying that I have also had a text message where he said my goal is to make you have a miscarriage, and that's while I was pregnant. As far as that goes, and he's not legitimized, so me even letting him see her is me trying to compromise, but I can't do that over and over again, and I don't feel safe with being around him. Or her as well. I don't feel safe with him because of him saying, defects, and then with him sending the police to my mom's house. And even after that incident, he also texted and said, if he don't know the whereabouts, and I have that screenshot where he said, "I'm gonna do something to you if I don't know where she is." But he knew exactly where we were. We went to Texas to visit my father, who's going through like surgery and treatment and stuff like that. So that's where we were.
So I want to ask you a couple of things from what I see here. I'm going to try this style. See, so it says something about that after the cop left, he texts you, "If you don't tell where my child is, I'll send the authorities back to your mom's house." He also said, let some be going on with Evelyn. Everybody involved going to get knocked off. What does that mean to you?
That I don't know. Just you can't take those words lightly.
So sometimes when people, and I always use this as an example. So if I text Ms. Sandifer and I say, "Come on over to my house," That's not a threat. But if I add, come on over to my house tonight, I'm cooking dinner, well, that's a threat because I can't cook. So I don't know what's a threat. So some people, when they say some things, I don't know what it means. So what does it mean? How did you interpret it? Just tell me.
They, you're gonna get us basically touched or harmed in a sense like that.
All right. And he's been criminal trespass from coming to your house?
Yes, ma'am. My mom has actually said he's not allowed on the property.
All right, let's see. It also says threatens to take the child, not return her. And that he's told you should have gotten an abortion.
Yeah, he also texted my mother that, but she has a new phone, so we don't have that text message anymore, but he did send that to her as well. Tell your daughter get an abortion.
And because he didn't want the child. It says he threatens you physically. He calls you, let's see, it says, bitch, hoe, snake ass bitch. So he posted your mom's address on social media, telling people to break into the home.
Yes, I had that screenshot as well.
And he's threatened to kill you and been physically abusive since December 2021. So show me the screenshot. Show me some screenshots that you want to show me, like the one where he asked people to break into your mom's home.
Okay. I got a ton of screenshots. I don't know if you can see it, but this is from his page where he's saying.
So you got to do the share your screen. So that share your screen button's kind of at the bottom. Choose a green.
Yeah, I'm clicking on it now.
Click on that, and if when it comes up, a box will come up, and if it's audio, then you have to hit include or share audio. But if not, you do that, and you have to highlight what you want to share. All right, so you share your screen. Make sure you don't have something over. Okay, that's good. So I see this. It says,
and that's from his Instagram.
Okay.
And that's from his Twitter where he posted. That's my mom's current address right there as well.
Okay, let's see. Okay.
So he posted on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay. And then what are the other screenshots here you want me to see?
These are just like from him saying my goal is to make you have a miscarriage.
Tell me something. When did he send that?
I was pregnant at the time, so I can't even remember the exact date that was.
It's been about a year, right?
Yes,
right.
Ma'am.
What about this one? What's the date on this?
And this is, I can't even remember the date. Let me find.
I mean, last year, middle of last year.
Yes, ma'am, while I was pregnant.
All right. Oh.
And this is where he
wait, go back.
Go
back to that last one. Okay, who's in the black and who's in the blue?
Him.
He's in the black?
Yes, ma'am.
They put you got AIDS now. Shut the fuck up. HIV to be exact. Okay. So he says he's laughing because he says you still got it. All right, now what's the next? Let me see the next one.
There are a ton of them. I don't know.
I mean, just pick what you give me time to read. So, all right, let's see.
This is when I was left stranded. I got left stranded twice. I got locked out the house, my apartment, while I was pregnant. And then I got locked out in Morrow as well. Well, I got stranded at the gas station in my own car. He took my car and I was pregnant. I got stranded at the gas station in Morrow and I had to take an Uber home back to Noonan.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry,
this one, I'm looking at the other screen where you're pulling up the thing, so I'm paying attention. I just have to have it on a different screen. All right.
Okay. And this is when I was pregnant. I was sending him an update on, how big she is. And, he said, watch what happens when you give birth, like that.
So he said his goal was to make you want to have a Okay.
This is when he was saying that he was coming to our house. This is a screenshot where you can see where he sent the picture where he's like in the car coming to my mom's house.
Okay.
Have too much.
Okay. Let's see. Okay.
And that's when I was dealing with like postpartum depression and this is like when he drinks a lot. So this is like when he drinks, how he'll call constantly.
Okay. Hold on a second.
This is him basically trying to, gaslight the situation, saying what I'm gonna gain from holding her against him because everything going on.
Now this is the same child he said he didn't want.
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on, try. It's not the spellings. Oh, so I'm trying to. All right, go ahead, Mr. Brownlee. I need to see your entire face, not just your forehead. All right, go ahead.
This is when he was threatening to send the police to the house.
Have there been more threats towards you? What's this? Is that video at the bottom? Is that when he just showed up? Okay,
that's the Ring camera, and this is the most recent one when he said he'll do something.
Does he say anything on the video?
No, that's the police officer who came to the house.
Oh, when they came to. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
And this is showing once again how he drinks and then starts calling. That's like a video just showing how many times that he's actually called.
You can play it. You want to play it? Is there more than what I see on the, is there more than what I see on the screen?
Yes, ma'am. I'm pressing play. Hopefully it plays.
That's it. May take a second.
I just see the loading icon behind the play buttons. I guess it's trying to load up. Oh, but there it is. So.
Okay. Good Lord. Okay. All right. What else you want?
I have no clue. So many. There is an incident in we were in the casino one time and he was drunk again and I got left there. My sister came to pick me up. He's banned from the casino as well from being drunk and belligerent, arguing with the staff as well. And that's from when they had arrested him. And then this is when, he was saying again about the abortion. This is why I was pregnant. So it's just a lot.
Okay. All right. Anything else? You can stop sharing if you want. Is there anything else you want to tell me? Let me see.
No, ma'am.
All right. Go ahead, Mr. Brownlee. I'll hear from you. Oh, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Speak up a little louder.
I'm sorry. I had to put my mouth toward the mic a little closer so you won't be able to see my face. But this situation has been going on for quite some time now. She knows that, that I love my child and that I want to be in my child's life. But we had a minor incident beforehand that caused a lot of mishaps between us. She's also said and done things that was out of the ordinary. And the reason why, the whole reason with the gas station thing, she was the aggressor in that situation. She got mad and punched the window and put a crack in her window while she was pregnant because she said I wouldn't forgive her for something that she had done to me. And I also was not trying to argue with her around that time. And I have pictures and screenshots of everything. And she was saying, well, the baby gonna die naturally, so go celebrate and things of that nature. But my whole thing is with her, I just always try to tell her like we gotta stop doing irrational things to each other because it's not good and it's not healthy for the child. And I only sent the police out to her mom's house because we verbally agreed upon me having the child from January 1st for a whole week, and she just up and just went missing and things like that. And she just always threatened to take her from me. And she said in the report that I ran out of formula, but she knew that I was out at 6 o'clock in the morning while the child was asleep while she was here with my mom while I was trying to go get formula. And I kept calling her repeatedly so she can wake up, so she can meet my mom, because my child, she kind of like when she wakes up, the first thing she does is like she wants to eat. So I was calling her to let her know, like, hey, you got to come meet my mama because all the stores right now are closed due to the COVID thing. Because Walmart and things like that are 24 hours. Used to be 24 hours, but they're not anymore. So I just drove around all night. Drove around from like 6 to 8 in the morning trying to find formula for my child. But her whole thing is she's done this before and she's doing this out of spite. And I have nothing towards her. I have nothing but love for her and my child. I love them both dearly. I wish them nothing but the best. But she's doing this out of spite. She told me before that I'm just doing this to hurt you. That's all she's doing. She's just doing this to hurt me. And it's a tiring situation. So I went down to the now that I've been getting legal advice, I went down and filed for legitimization. So me and her won't have to keep going through all this extra stuff with each other. And I've also filed to try to put myself on child support, but due to me not having her 11 social security number, I wasn't able to do any of that. But she knows that I love her and I love my child. But the only thing I really want out of this is just, I wish her the best, but I just want to be able to help her take care of my child. That's all I want out of this. And the situation is just tiring and it's just draining, really. And she also goes on social media and bash my name as well. She's always the initiator on social media as well, telling like my clients, girl, you be on his DICK so much that it's basically a back and forth thing, and I'm just tired of it, honestly. So with me being tired of it, I just took the necessary steps to go ahead and just file for legitimization so I can get 50-50 custody with my child, because every time my child is in my possession, she always come up with an excuse as a, oh, well, she needs to be back by this day. But I'm like, I never really have time to spend with her like that because you always got something going on with her. And I've always told her from her irrational decisions when the child was first born. I went to her mom's house one time and I only went there to talk to her mom because she left with the child at like 4 o'clock in the morning and wouldn't tell me where they were. So I let the situation go that night. So I follow up with her the next day, trying to see like, oh, hey, y'all safe? Is everything okay? Well, just leave us alone, and we don't want you in our life and things of that nature. And I'm like, why you doing all this and things like that? So I went out there to try to get her mom involved, because I tried to get my mom involved to try to talk to her mom as well before too. So I went out there to talk to her mom, to show her mom the text messages and things that she was sending to me and the things that she says to me, like, hey, somebody needs to get control of this situation before it gets out of hand, not in a bad way, but it's just like, I just don't want my child to be involved in such upbringings like that, because she's innocent in the whole situation. And I've also tried to reach out to her mom multiple times, trying to get her to help me to stop getting her to do and stop having her say irrational things to me.
All right. What is it you want your brother to tell me?
Yes, he also is a witness to her doing evil and vindictive things to me as well.
Well, let's see. Now, let me throw this out there. If you've left her a couple places while she was pregnant or not, in the cold, took her car. I mean, if you did that to me, I think I'd do something, probably something evil to you too. I'm just saying, if you left me out in the cold, I had to get a lift from there to Coweta County. That was probably close to $100. So I'd be pretty angry myself.
I never left her in Coweta, Judge.
But she had to take a lift to Coweta, she said.
No, I never. You said I left her in Coweta?
No, you left her and she had to take a lift to Coweta.
No, she was living with her mom in Peachtree City around that time. They moved there around like March, late February, late March, things of that nature.
Right. So Peachtree City is right almost on the line, Coweta County. So Peachtree City, Coweta, it's right there. But let me explain some of this stuff in here in these text messages. It doesn't sound too rational coming from you. Some of them seem pretty threatening. When you call her, it looks like, I mean, one time 17, 18 times in a row, just like that one video. That was ridiculous.
Can I say something? She's also does the same things to me, such as telling me, text back HOE, text back HOE, text back HOE, text back Shanquavians, and she antagonizes me as well too. So yeah, and like I said, she's really doing this out of spite right now, just to hurt me. And I have no ill intentions or nothing like that towards her or nothing.
All right. Well, since you don't have an order where the child has been legitimated yet, she doesn't have to let you see the child. I can't make her.
I just recently filed for it. I have the receipt and the case number right here. With me getting legal advice, I just found out about this. And she always tell me, she just say nasty things to me when she knows that I wants to be in my child life. She knows I want to be in my child life.
I'm glad to see that you changed your mind from the first text telling her to get rid of the child. But you don't have a counterclaiim. So there's nothing I can do to her except for hopefully both of y'all at some point in time can just learn how to co-parent.
Judge, I promise you, I've tried to co-parent with her so many times. I even submit to her, like, hey, okay, let's come up with set days to how we can do everything, to how we can work together, because initially at the end of the day, our child needs both of us to be a part of her life at the end of the day. But she's always coming up with excuses as to why I can't do certain things or why I can't. I be wanting to take her to like doctor's appointments and do things with her. She always say like, "Oh, well, you're not authorized to do that," and I always tell her like, just make me authorized so you won't have to put the burden on yourself like that, and I do it for you just to take the stress off you.
Right. Well, I don't know where you filed your case. Did you file it in Coweta County?
Yes, sir. I have the receipt right here.
No, I'm just saying. So they'll address all that once she gets served and everything goes to the process. The judge in Coweta can address that. But one thing it'll make you do is both of you take parenting classes. So, and I'm sure if she suffered from postpartum, it was probably rough for her and rough on you, both ways. But just all I can tell you to do is support her, and supporting her is probably not calling her 700 times in one night. Don't go back down.
Judge,
you can't go back down to her mom's house. Let it work out through Coweta County, through Superior Court, sir. I mean, you want to be a dad? I want you to. I don't want to. If there's good parents, I want both parents to be in their life. But right now, y'all got to be apart. So I'm gonna put this in place. There's nothing. You don't have a counterclaim, but if you do that and call that many times when you drink alcohol, Mr. Brownling, you need to start thinking about you got a child now they're responsible for. So getting drunk, and hey, nothing wrong with a cocktail or a glass of wine or whatever. But if you get drunk to the where you call her from like 17, 18, 30, 40, 50, like back to back to back to back to back, then that's something like high school children do. You got to stop that. You got to stop that. So, you guys get on there. I'm putting this in place. What y'all get in there through the legitimation case. If, Miss Ferguson wants to make changes to it because y'all worked something out down there, then that's well and good. And I'll put in this order that if there's something she wants to do to allow you to see the child, that I will allow contact about the child only. But Mr. Brownlee, once again, you're doing the right thing by doing the legitimation because my hands are tied. Right now, you and I have the same rights over that child. None.
Can I ask you this, Judge? Can I place an order to get her social security? I don't have none of this information because my mom withheld it from me. But can I get an order to get her social security number so I can give so I can give her the child support? Because here's the paper right here to show that I went down there and did it. I went down there and tried to give her all the support
Yes,
she
Ms.
needs.
Ferguson, you said
So
well, Ms. Ferguson, you
Okay, so thank you for all who just stuck through this trial. Like you saw, mom was very organized. She had all her exhibit A's through Z's. She spoke clearly. She spoke all the times that dad called the cops on her. And the cops basically told her, say, hey, we're not coming back. What dad failed to realize is you can do all this hooping and hollering and where's my child, but you're not respected in the court of law. And if you take that child and you see the Amber Alert coming out, most Amber Alerts is not random people taking your children. Amber Alerts are biological dads who don't have legitimized children, who mad with mom and want to take the child, and they end up being locked up. Legitimize your child. That should be the first thing you do after you so-called sign the birth certificate. Because signing the birth certificate is only allowing your state or allowing the government to put you on child support, but it's not giving you rights to the child. It's a sticky situation. It's called money. It's easier to marry her. It's easier to marry her, and vice versa. But nevertheless, you can support the channel through Cash App or Super Chat. And we on the road. We dropping heat on this channel, so don't